staying with that story, yesterday the court ruled that Ten10 Films can continue to film proceedings. This is after the defense applied to have the documentary crew removed from the courtroom. For more reaction on this, Magdalene Moonsamy joins us. You'll remember that she's representing Meyiwa's then girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo, and has been removed from the courtroom a while ago. She was there to listen in. Thank you very much, Advocate, for your time here on eNCA. I wonder what you thought about yesterday's first part of the proceedings about Ten10 Productions. Were you in agreement with the defense?
Thank you very much for having me. I think the first thing I must clarify is this word, that's removal. If one paid careful attention to what the judge had retorted, he indicated that due to the nature of such things, which is in dispute at the moment. Of course, I echo the sentiments of the defense as well as of the prosecution regarding Ten10 producing documentaries for self-exploitation and for self-benefit and self-gain. Now, the newsworthiness gets compromised here because this is a biased documentary that is being funded via means that may not even be national, of national source and of national resource, sorry. We have an exception because, you know, since the duration, even prior the documentary, we have been constantly harassed, intimidated, and find that our client also remains in substantial amount of, including ourselves, danger due to the exposures that have happened to other witnesses, allegedly during the course of the documentary. So we would find it then curious as to why, yes, if we want to be fair by application, which is the same instance of myself being present, but for the court to then grant application to a documentary to film the entire court proceedings raises very pertinent eyebrows around the need for a filming or a production more than someone who is the watching brief of the victim. So in principle, that's one aspect. There has been issues of threat and danger that has been caused and raised to my client and to her family. And these are things that continue to concern us because who is benefiting with Ten10 when they sell to Netflix? It's not a TV license that you pay annually. It's a monthly subscription fee. So here we are, is the case now becoming one that is advancing the interest of filmmakers and film producers as opposed to drawing from the content of being in court in a manner that would be dutiful.
Now, you know, you've been on a watching brief, like you were saying. In terms of what's come out in court today so far by the defense, I know that you might not be able to give me your clear opinion or everything that you think about what's been happening today, but the defense, for instance, having the forensic police officer or the forensic investigator, you know, admit that there could have been contamination at the scene, and now putting it to the witness that, you know, Senzo Meyiwa might have actually died before he was taken to hospital. What's your reaction to this?
Of course, this would be something that must be confirmed by reports and witnesses that will have to follow. This is due to the fact that we don't have the full list. We'll need the doctors who were present because according to their understanding, it was that he was rushed to the hospital in order for them to be and he was being resuscitated at the time of death. This is what we understood it to be, that it was reported after a short while after arrival. So that evidence would have to be tested by the medical professionals at the time on the scene, etc. With regard to the evidence that was produced, that there may have been tampering, etc., that is something I think that investigating officer Monsieur is he's not said yes or no. He has said it may have been. And we will still await then the testimonies that will come from those who will follow. So for me, I think on both instances, yes, it is very interesting as to the developments, but we will have to be patient to test the evidence in its holistic nature. It's still very, very, very preliminary at this point. This is still the first witness. We cannot expect or understand or even know what may be the witnesses that will follow. And there are hundreds of witnesses that will be called from both the side of the state and the defense. But I just want to say one other thing that I had forgotten with regard to 1010 was that last year, if I'm not mistaken, we had taken on 1010 not to release any content regarding my client in any documentary and her music or anything of that nature. And 1010 had then agreed and went against it and said that which was in the public domain. So we have managed to stop them from using content related to my client in order to raise their profile and build their series on my client, who was not really the person in question in the documentary, but that of Senzo Meyiwa. So it has been in the past as well.
Just lastly, Advocate, have your client or any of her family members been called yet to be witnesses? Remember, the state had said that they haven't decided the last time you and I spoke. Have they been called yet? And if not, doesn't it look to you that they might have not been called yet because they might be charged, maybe?
Oh, no. There is a list of state witnesses. There's a list of witnesses of the state, obviously. And what we do believe is that, and we have been informed that our client may or may not be called as a witness, but we confirmed that she will be a witness. This was in April. I think it was April 23rd or 20. It was around that date when I last appeared in court, that she will be called as a state witness. It was then clarified by Judge Mamela in Chambers as to why wasn't she called first, because that would have dispensed the tricks around my watching brief and me being in court or not being in court. However, it was confirmed that she will be called in as a state witness. There's so many kinds of speculations that we can anticipate and not anticipate that will do the rounds during this time. However, our client, and I'll say this again, I know sometimes it sounds a bit broken record, but she has been anticipating her day in court. And we've made this very clear. She's anticipating her day in court. She was actually hoping that she would be initially called to court, and she's been cooperative. We've been cooperative at all levels. Anyone else being charged, that I am not aware of. The family I don't represent. It is just Ms. Khumalo.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Advocate Moonsamy, for speaking to us once again. That is Magdalene Moonsamy. She's the lawyer for Kelly Khumalo.